I loved my son more than anything in this world. From the day he was born, I was there. First steps, first words, first day of school, every milestone. For 12 years, I proudly called him my son. Then one hospital visit changed everything. He needed a medical procedure. As part of the process, some tests were done. The doctor called me into his office. His expression immediately worried me. He asked if I was definitely the biological father. I laughed. Of course I was. Then he showed me the results. I stopped laughing. According to the test, I wasn't his biological father. I felt sick. 12 years. 12 years of memories suddenly felt like they were being questioned. When I confronted my wife, she broke down crying. The truth she revealed that night shattered our family. But what hurt most wasn't the lie, it was it was the decision I had to make afterward, a decision that still keeps me awake at night. What decision do you think I made? What do you learn from this story? Let's wait for the next story. When my husband left me, he said I wasn't ambitious enough. According to him, I was holding him back. A few weeks later, I discovered the truth. There was another woman. She was wealthy, successful, beautiful, everything I wasn't, or at least that's what I thought at the time. He moved in with her almost immediately. Meanwhile, I was left alone trying to rebuild my life. I cried, I struggled, I questioned my worth, but eventually I got up and started over. I worked harder than ever. I started a small business, then another. Slowly, my life improved. 5 years later, I was sitting in my office when my secretary informed me someone wanted to see me. When the door opened, I couldn't believe who was standing there. It was him, older, tired, broken, and for the first time in his life, he was asking me for help. Let's go to the next story. The owner of that story didn't finish the story. Yeah, so if you have a story that you want me to narrate, you can send it to me. My number is always on my biography. Yeah, on all my platforms, YouTube at Winnie Sarah, TikTok at Nas Sarah, Facebook at Sarah Nas Winnie, and Instagram at Winnie Sarah. My number is there. Or if you can't see my number is +254 113 677411. You can send your story so that I can narrate it. Yeah, so this is the next story. For 3 years, I thought I was in a serious relationship. 3 years, I knew his favorite food, his birthday, his dreams, his fears. I thought I knew everything about him. Then one day, I received a message from a woman I had never met before. The message simply said, "How long have you been with my husband?" I laughed. I thought it was a joke. My boyfriend wasn't married. At least that's what I believed. Then she started sending photos, wedding photos, family photos, photos with children, photos dating back almost 10 years. My heart dropped. The man I loved wasn't my boyfriend, he was somebody else's husband. Suddenly, everything made sense. When he never spent holidays with me, why he was unavailable at night, why he always had an excuse whenever he wanted to visit unexpectedly. I wasn't his girlfriend, I was his secret. And the worst part, his wife had no idea I ever existed. Both of us had been lied to for years. That day, two women stopped fighting over one man and started comparing notes. And what we discovered shocked us both. What do we learn from this story? Yeah, someone can be dating two or three women, but all the women don't know that maybe that man is married or what. So a man is married to someone else and is dating someone else and is telling this someone else that he's not married, and that someone else thinks she's the only girlfriend, and the other wedded wife thinks she's the only wife, until one day they come to find out that this man is dating two of them. And yeah, they just had to accept it that he's dating two of them, and what's happened has already happened, and there is nothing they can do about it. So if you have a story that you want me to narrate for you, you can send it to my DM. So let's listen to the next story. This video is a combination of a lot of stories that have been sent to me by people like you. So even you, if you have a story, you can send to me. Yeah. I still remember the day my husband told me he was going on a work trip. We had been married for 7 years. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were happy. We had 2 children and a life that looked normal from the outside. The day before his trip, he packed a suitcase and kissed me goodbye. I'll be back in 3 days. That's what he told me. I believed him. The next morning, I was scrolling through Facebook when I saw a photo that stopped my heart. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. The groom looked exactly like my husband. I zoomed in. It was him, standing at a wedding, his wedding, to another woman. I couldn't breathe. The post had been uploaded only 30 minutes earlier. My hands were shaking so badly, I almost dropped my phone. I immediately called him. He didn't answer. I called again. Nothing. For the next hour, I sat there staring at these photos. The comments were congratulating the happy couple. Some people were saying they looked perfect together. Nobody seemed to know he already had a wife. That wife was me. I decided to go to the wedding venue. When I arrived, I saw him laughing with guests, as if nothing had happened, as if I didn't exist. The look on his face when he saw me is something else I'll never forget. The entire wedding came to a standstill, and what happened next changed all our lives forever. Yeah, that story ends there. So if you know you're sending a story to me, at least don't leave us in suspense because we want to know what happened next. What happened when he saw you at the wedding, when he was wedding another wife while you were the real wife and you were at home. You just saw a post on Facebook that your husband is getting married and yet he's married to you. Yeah, if you are sending a story, don't leave us in suspense. Send a full story. Yeah, just DM me. I've said my number earlier, and my number is also on my YouTube profile and all my other social media profiles. Yeah, I've started this new content of storytelling. You can send me your story. It doesn't have to be a relationship story. Any kind of story that you want me to narrate, whether it's in Kiswahili or English, whether it's in Swahili or English, you're all welcomed. I want to read the stories of yours. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, you comment, you share. Yeah, in this video I was cooking ugali and eggs from the first video. If you have not watched the first video, you can just go back to my last video and watch. Yeah, so that's ugali and eggs. I'm just done with cooking and it's time to eat. Yeah, so that's how the ugali looks like. And I hope you saw that I used the raha flour. As you can see, it's still there. The raha flour. Yeah, that flour is very good. And that's what I usually use. Yeah. So let's go to the sitting room and eat our food. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So let me enjoy my food, and please make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share this video to your friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Winnie Sarah has a YouTube channel and I've started new content of storytelling. If you have a story that you want me to narrate, as I've said earlier, just send it to me and I'm going to say your story. Or if you want us to meet physically so that you can make a video about your story, it's still okay. Or if you feel like me and you can make content together, any type of content, yeah, my DM is open. I am open to any type of content. Also, if you want me to advertise anything for you, I also do ambassadorial jobs. Yeah, I can be your brand ambassador for your company, for your shop, for your anything. Yeah, so right there, I was tasting the food and it was so tasty. So So those are 3 eggs and ugali, and it's so sweet. So if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Winnie Sarah. I am blah blah years old. Yeah. And stay tuned in this channel because I'm going to be more serious with my content. Yeah, right now what's lagging me behind is my front camera is so bad. My front camera is so bad. So when I have to record, I have to make sure I use my back camera, and it's so hard if you're recording yourself. So very soon I'm manifesting for a better phone. I'm manifesting for a better phone. If I get a better phone that has a good front camera, so that I have 2 phones, so that when you send me your stories, it will be easier for me to read out your stories that will impact people's lives, stories that are motivational, stories that are going to make people learn from your stories that are going to make people to be cautious with their lives and all that. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.